Welcome to Pivot Parenting, where we help parents of teens overcome regret and disappointment to find peace and connection in every situation. I'm Heather Frazier, your parenting expert. Journey with me to discover effective parenting tips, improve family relationships, and build a brighter future for your kids. Buckle up, things are about to get better. Hey, it is currently May. The first part of May. My girls together have 3 AP tests this week. We've got AP Lit, Government, and Chinese. And so stress is high. And I know that I'm not alone in this because everybody that I have coached today and a lot of people recently, their kids are playing like their kids are the flappy fish that just lays on the couch and flaps around like a fish out of water, doesn't want to do anything, can't figure things out, can't focus, afraid they're going to fail, all of the things. And if you're like the people I've been talking to, this could be getting a little bit old for you. And you try to offer to your kid how to fix it, and it just makes it worse. It doesn't even help. So you could be at a loss. Let's talk about why this seemingly crazy, erratic, not relatable behavior actually makes perfect sense. And it doesn't mean that anything has gone wrong. Your teenager is not broken. You are not failing as a parent. This is just what we do as humans when we don't want to do something. And I'm currently trying to promote my second book, Mom Got Jesus Wrong, Hallelujah. Can I just say, just between you and I, since we're friends, I would rather write an entire another book than do the work of promoting a book. And it's not even like guesting on podcasts and speaking on stage. I would happily do that as well. It is trying to figure out and find audiences and podcast hosts to do so. For whatever reason, that just, my brain just does not want to wrap itself around that. So, like my teenagers, and maybe like yours, I avoid it. I stay busy with other things that actually don't need to be done right now. Unlike my homework, so to speak, I'm doing air quotes right now, you can't see. My homework is to be very specific on task for these tasks, and I am not doing them. And it's not because I don't know how, because thanks to Google, we all kind of know how to do everything we actually need to do. It is figure outable. My brain just wants to kick and scream like a 2-year-old, or maybe like a teenager. It wants to do the floppy fish thing. And so I have a special place in my heart for all of the kids who don't want to do the thing because I feel for them. And guess what? I'm not broken. They're not broken. We have this thing in our brain that doesn't like to do things that we see as really hard, overwhelming, confusing, or not fun. And especially if we don't think we will succeed. So why would I study for a test if I'm not going to pass anyway? And I know that mentality, you might be telling your kid, no, if you study, you'll do better. Logically, that makes sense, but we're not talking logic here, just so you know. So if we want to look at the psychology, it actually is very logical as to why all humans, and I guarantee if you're honest enough with yourself, you will see how you're replicating your teenager's behavior at some space in your life of avoidant behavior. And it's okay, because it is the state of being human. Humans struggle with confidence. Humans struggle with putting themselves out there when rejection or failure is on the line. Doesn't matter how old you are. You can get better at it, but I don't think we can ever truly, completely turn off this part of our brain. So the first thing that I want you to do, if you're trying to fix your child, and I coached multiple moms on this just today, So it's fresh on my brain. If you're trying to fix your child, and what I mean by fix is get them to like themselves more, have more confidence, better time management skills, honesty when they say they've cleaned their room and they're just dirty little liars because their room is still completely trashed. When we try to fix and we're meddling and trying to figure out, typically we create more of what we don't want because we are bringing in this energy of it needs to be done right because otherwise it's really scary. And our brain will blow this way out of proportion. Like if they get a bad grade, well, their future is doomed. They're not even going to get into college. They'll live in the basement their whole life. They'll never amount to anything if these grades aren't up to snuff, for example. Or if they don't like themselves right now, then they'll never like themselves in the future. And that's just a sad rest of their life for them. Like they need to figure it out now. Not necessarily. They get to figure out how to find confidence and how to find self-love when they're ready. And we can model and invite and do all the things, and I highly recommend we do, but not from a scared, anxious, worried, desperate kind of place. Because that's just wanting to control our child so that we can feel better because they feel better. Nobody likes that. So if we look at why they're doing this, why are they flopping around like a fish? They know that it's 10 o'clock at night and they need to get things done. Or why do they sit and bad talk themselves when they know I'm just going to say, no, you're wonderful. You're so great. Don't say that about yourself. And why do they maybe shift around and depending on who's in the room, they're either really happy or they're really not? Like the signs that you're seeing in them that you're wanting to fix. Why is this happening? And I think that this is the second step. The first step, again, is being okay with everybody being human, like I just explained. And then the second step is knowing the reason why and making peace with it. Every human emotional angst, upset, worry, fear comes from basically one or both of two human concerns. Number one, is there something wrong with me? Is it my fault? Is there something wrong with me? And wanting to be liked and wanting people to validate that there is in fact nothing wrong with us. And the second one is this is not how my life was meant to be. Something has gone terribly wrong. This isn't how my life should be. People should like me. I should make the basketball team. I should get the girl. I should do all the things. And when these two things aren't happening, we are socialized to think that it is a deficiency within us, that we are broken, that we are flawed, that we need to do better in order to earn that love, that security, the life that we want, the validation that we are okay and that our life is going to be okay. The problem with this is that because we are socialized to look outside of ourselves, so like if my friends like me, then I'm likable. If I have a boyfriend that loves me and is good to me, then I am worthy of love. But guess what? Boyfriends can change their mind, and friends can be jerks, and teachers can flunk us, and parents can say really awful things to their kids that their kids will never forget, that tells them that they're not good enough. And you put that on top of the fact that their amygdala is going through massive growth spurts, and so they interpret things as more of like an insult or a threat to their safety than maybe is actually meant. Like, for example, when a parent says, "Did you study for your test?" Now, you might just be wanting your kid to be prepared because you love them and you want them to do good. But what they hear, potentially, because their amygdala is like the world is scary and I need to watch out for danger, they're thinking my parent doesn't trust me. They think I'm stupid. They have to check up on me to make sure that I don't fail. My parent doesn't like me. Because literally all they asked was, did you study for your test? Are you ready for today? Does that make sense? It's a little wackadoodle. But when you understand the psychology, these are the hidden needs behind their behaviors. They need to know that they are loved no matter what. They need to know that their safety is not tied to their performance. They need to know that you're proud of them and will support them no matter what. And they aren't good at reading between the lines. Hi there. I just want to pause and let you know if you are struggling to make sense of your teen's behaviors, emotions are running wild, and you're looking to turn things around to have the family you dreamed of while rocking them to sleep, I would love to talk to you. I want to give you a special, powerful gift. 30 minutes with me, my friend. You'll walk away with more confidence, clarity, and understanding of what the issue is and your next best step in resolving any situation you bring to me. It's completely free. I love families and want to help yours be wildly happy and successful. Book this call by visiting my website, heatherfraser.com. Remember, Fraser is spelled with a Z-I in the middle. And don't worry, the link is also in the show notes. I look forward to meeting and helping you. All right. So when your teen is feeling insecure or they're attention seeking or really apologetic, like they're trying to keep everybody happy, whatever it is that they're acting like that you feel like they need to figure out sooner than later, thank you very much. Let's look at what we can do to help them figure this out. Now, I say this very loosely because you can't, but we can model emotional intelligence and how to problem solve and how we see ourselves. Like everything else, I feel like I repeat myself on this. We have to teach through example. So if you lack confidence, if you don't like yourself, if you procrastinate tasks consistently, I'm not talking about if you do it sometimes because that means you're human, but if it's your default setting, we need to turn that around, okay, and make it the sometimes setting instead of the default setting. And this is what I do with my clients all of the time because most parenting angst and pain and hurt and suffering comes from parents looking to their kid to solve their internal struggles. And I say that with so much love, compassion, and understanding. We do this as humans to each other all the time. And so I work with parents to flip this around to a healthier point all the time. So we don't want to lecture. We don't want to jump in and fix. We don't want to walk on eggshells. This is the one thing that we can always do. And it's the one thing that humans really want from each other and your kids want from you, even when they don't act like it. And it is to witness. It's to be a witness. And the role of a witness, I have been thinking about for probably decades. This began for me a long time ago. In fact, the earliest point that I can remember this was when my husband and I were first married. And I think I've recently told the story here, so I apologize. Please forgive me. But I would come home from work and vent to my husband, and he would tell me how to fix it. And finally, I just had to grab him by the shoulders and be like, you can say two things. I'm sorry, and that sucks. That's it. You can nod your head and say, wow. Like, literally, that's all you can say. You have to be Charity, which was my roommate and best friend. And that's all you can say. Because I just needed a witness. I had heard many years ago that one of the appeals of marriage or a lifelong partner is that we have a witness to our life, that what we did matters, and that our laughter and our thoughts and expressions we're seen and acknowledged. And I think that this is one of the ways that makes social media so enticing and constantly expanding. You're scrolling reels, for example. Instagram is my app du jour. And I'll scroll and I'll see a reel and it will make me laugh. And so I'll send it to somebody because I want them to laugh too. I want them to know that I saw something funny. I want them to witness. And social media is all about witnessing. They dialed in a human need so tight and so perfectly. And that's why we all are hooked on social media, because it is a way to witness. And what I mean by witness is that you're not alone. I spoke in Nashville all by myself and I just went out by myself. Or if we go to a conference or travel, just my husband and I, and he's in meetings and I go do something by myself. Like one time I just went to the museum and I went and looked at fine art all by myself. I'm a fairly social person and it just wasn't as fun. I like being alone, but I like being able to talk about what I'm seeing with other people. It is more fun to say, wow, this piece really moves me, and to see what they enjoy and to witness their experience. This is why Christmas is so fun for parents, because we witness our child's rapture and joy and just uninhibited Christmas love. Christmas morning is so fun just to watch them, to witness their childlike delight. We love to go down to Zion National Park, and I love taking somebody there for the first time to witness their eyes just pop and their jaw drop, because it is so beautiful. And there's nothing like it in the whole world, with the huge red sandstone and the arches, and it is just beautiful, because witnessing is really powerful. We even have witnessing in religious ceremonies, witnesses to weddings, to baptisms. Witnessing is a big part of the human experience that we don't really pay attention to, but it's super powerful. And so when our child is doing their floppy fish, we can ask them, is this a fix or is this a listen? In other words, do you want to troubleshoot it, or are you looking for a witness and that's all that you need? And then respecting their answer. Our kids, when they are acting out from a core belief that their life is not going how they want and that there could be something wrong with them, they need a compassionate witness. In my book, Mom Got Jesus Wrong, Hallelujah, it's written as a girl's journal, and I just want to read this to you really quick. Every month, it's 11 months, it's almost a full year that this character writes in her journal. But at the beginning of every month, I have a quote. So I have quotes and poetry from a variety of people. In November, I quote Peter Levine, which is, trauma is not what happens to us, but what we hold inside in the absence of an empathetic witness. And that rings so true to me, because when we believe that something horrible has happened, telling somebody so that we aren't holding that all by ourselves can be so powerful. And then it becomes even more powerful when they empathize, when they believe us, when they can understand how hard and difficult and painful that experience was, and they hold space for us to have lived that experience. That in and of itself can be extraordinarily healing. And oftentimes that is all that our child needs. They need us just to love them so wildly and unconditionally that it doesn't matter how bad they try to mess up their life, that we've got them. And while we cannot help them feel that in their bones, we can't force it into their bones, right? But through consistent showing up, showing love, correcting when we get it wrong, that invites them to believe it as much as they are able to. And so this is what I want you to try this week. I hope that you find it helpful. I know it's a little out there. Listen to it again if you need to. Reach out to me and we can troubleshoot your situation together. I offer a free consult call. You just come, we chat. It's magical. And I hope to talk to you soon.
Heather is the one, an expert in the field. She knows her